As you're coming, guys, go ahead and share up the program. This is an instant reaction. We just saw the Prime Minister deliver his prime time address to the nation. We're going to summarize it and get your feedback on what you heard today. While going to this, we saw a lot of different comments. I was watching the comments there, and from the top, we realized a lot of people was disappointed because there was some talk of the Prime Minister making an announcement as to the date of the next general election, but that didn't happen. So let's get your views on it. 718-701-572. We're going to open up the phone line from the top, and this is a instant reaction to the Prime Minister's primetime address that was just televised just a minute ago. On all major platforms, the Prime Minister spoke about a number of top agenda things. He started speaking about the war in Ukraine and how that Grenada could start be seeing the effects, the long-term and short-term effects of what's happening in Ukraine as it relates to the increase in gas prices and others. The Prime Minister also went on to speak about the impact and also made note that there is currently no Grenadians living in or Grenadians in Ukraine at this time, but made mention that there are Grenadian students that's in Russia that currently is in no harm, right? The Prime Minister went on to say and speak about the violence that happened that we've been seeing recently. And he spoke about the impact of this type of violence and what he said that he don't want to make excuses, but he clearly sees and knows that the youths are somehow frustrated based on the fact that they have been in lockdown for so long, and also made note that the frustration is possibly due to the kids not being able to be in school. And in general terms, the frustration of the youth, he said he don't want to make no excuses, but that are some of the things that he deem that may affect the youth or affecting the youth's behavior. He went on to also speak about the beginning of the end of the pandemic. He said that this most likely would be, or is looking like it's the beginning of the end, and the lifting of COVID protocol and effective April 4th, the mask mandate will discontinue in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. A lot said here today, guys. And as I said earlier, a lot of people expected the Prime Minister to speak about the date of the election. And that obviously didn't happen. So let's open the phone line right now, guys, and take your views on what you heard here tonight. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Lydia, let me know. First of all, let me know what you guys were expecting going in, because I don't know if someone claimed that it was some leaked information that tonight the Prime Minister is going to be announcing the election date. That did not happen. I want to know what was some of the other expectation. Because people going through the chat, it was brutal. Yeah, it was brutal. That is where I was watching it. People did not like, or they wasn't liking what they was hearing for some reason. But let me say this. I think that a couple of the points that the Prime Minister spoke about, especially as it relates to the increase in gas prices that we could expect to see in the short term, this is something that is affecting not only Grenada, but countries all over the world, right? The Minister of Finance spoke about the cap, the $15 cap, which he's saying that if that continue, it would mean that the government would have to fork in a lot of money, right? In the US here where I live, usually, and that's on average, gas prices was at about $2.50, $2.75, $3. Now, When you go to the gas pump, it's $6 and change. All right. So it's not only affecting Grenada, it's affecting the world. The truth and the fact about it is the war in Ukraine, as some people might say, is on the other side of the world. It is affecting, and it will continue to affect Grenada and the Caribbean region. We learned from the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago that wheat, Ukraine and Russia is the top exporters of wheat, which is used to make flour. In the short term and the immediate long term, wheat is going to be almost scarce or not available at all, because Russia and Ukraine, especially Ukraine in particular, the fields where they're fighting right now are the fields where they have to plant. And if they plant for the next season, when next season come around, there will be no wheat to make the flour. And there will be a limited amount of wheat or flour on the general market, which would cause a drastic increase in the overall price of flour. I did a vlog the other day, and I was kind of jokingly saying that we could expect to see an increase, a decrease in the size of your dumpling or the Polari, because dumpling, you need flour to make dumpling, right? And Polari and roti skin as well. So also, let me go through some of the other things that the Prime Minister said. He spoke about the current infection rate in Grenada, stating that with the low infection rate in Grenada, the health authorities made mention that they would see a regular carnival, or we could expect a regular carnival in 2022. A lot of people are excited about Spice Mass 2022, and especially after a statement was made of possibility of having so many changes and no Tuesday Juve and all these different changes. Now with the announcement that was made by the Minister of Health, now stating that there will be somewhat of a regular style carnival, which I guess everyone would be happy for. Let me know what's your take on what was said here today, guys. I'm opening up the phone lines and taking your calls. If you want to call in on the WhatsApp, you could call in at 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Now, we've seen a lot of comments, right? We've seen a lot of comments, and I want to know what's your take. I want you guys to call in and tell me what's your take on what was said here today. Again, the number 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Lindy Paul said, Junior, when someone hates someone, there will always be hatred towards them. So it was pure hatred displayed. I thought that there was some good pointers, right? I thought that there was some valid pointers that needed to be said. I think addressing the violence that's happening with the youths right now, I think that is in point. That's on point. Needed to be said. More need to be done. More social programs need to be put in place for the youths. I think it was good that the Prime Minister addressed that. Right? Some was expecting more, but I thought that need to be mentioned. In fact, more need to be said and more need to be done to assist the youths. Right, so right on place, right on point. From a production point of view, I know a lot of people was complaining over the years that oftentimes when the Prime Minister is doing this production, they're complaining that he's too straight or he's too stagnated. There was complaints one time that he had his hand on the table and he wasn't moving. I thought the production quality on this particular presentation, right? The production quality and the lighting, that's the first thing that I saw. That's the first thing that I saw, and I was like, yeah, the production quality was on point. It's something changed up about the production quality. I don't know if there is a new director on board, but there was definitely a change in the production style and the presentation of what was said here tonight. Let's open up the phone lines right now. We got a caller on the line. Caller, 1 second, and I'll put you up on the live. Again, if you want to call us in on the live, you could call us in on the live, or you could call us, on the WhatsApp, or you could call us on the phone lines, the number 718-701-5720. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from?
Yes, Junior. I'm calling from U.S. Right now I'm in Minnesota.
Go ahead, Minnesota.
Trucks.
Yes.
Listen to the so-called prime minister that have no leadership. What I see, he's very nervous. Keith Mitchell is very nervous.
Okay.
Most of the comments I make is very negative. Why? Because after 22 years, we have not improved as Grenadians.
Right.
Where is improvement after 22 years? He needs to get out of there. Point blank.
Okay. Let's talk about the substance. Let's talk about the substance of some of the things that he made mention today. Did you get any information substantively from the briefing? Were there any substance from it that you grabbed?
None, because everything he tried to put in too much. He tried to let the people get too much information without any foundation. He don't have a clue on what he's talking about. Point blank.
Okay.
All he did, just take out little pieces here, there, and everywhere to try to make a point, but you're not proving yourself. So where is the leadership?
Okay. All right.
Nothing is foundational.
All right. I got you, caller. Thank you for calling and giving your voice on this topic. I appreciate you. All right.
No problem, Judy.
718-701-5720. The phone lines are wide open if you want to put your voice in on what we're speaking about here today. We just saw the Prime Minister's address to the nation, the global address to the nation, no more national address. It was watched. It was viewed all over the world on various platforms. Everyone got a chance to see it. I want to get an idea as to what you guys thought about it. I know that, oftentimes when we come out and we speak, because there might be, you're not politically inclined to this political party or whatsoever. So you're turned to put on deafness sometimes. You don't listen because you don't want to hear anything. But I want to hear about substance. If you get any substance from what was said here today. If there is anything that you could take away, is there anything that was pertinent to what's happening now? Anything that you could relate to? This is what I want you guys to call in. I mean, anything you could talk about, but I want us to also talk about constructive stuff, right, as well. Not just you don't like NNP and whatever the Prime Minister say, you don't care. I want to get some constructive conversation on this topic of what we saw here today. Again, 718-701-5720. That's my number. Again, 718-701-5720. The Prime Minister addressed the nation earlier today, addressed the world earlier today, and spoke about so many different things. Starting off with, again, as I said earlier, with the war in Ukraine. He spoke about how the war in Ukraine is ultimately and will ultimately impact the Grenada and the Caribbean region in terms of gas prices. In particular, I'm hearing people saying that in very short order, gas prices might reach as far as $18, $19, $20. I don't know if they are going to be a cap at 17, but it could reach to that if there is no cap set. All right. In the U.S. here, we're looking at gas prices at over $6 and so we could expect an increase in gas prices in the Caribbean, definitely. What happens when you have an increase in gas prices? Everything else go up. The price of services go up because there are trucks that need to take it from the port and take it into the shops. And when that happens, if the trucks need to put more gas, then of course it would cost more for the product itself at the end of the day. So everything would go up. Cost of service would go up. Everything would go up essentially. And it's bringing a lot more hardship on the everyday man, right? Because we just coming out. We just not even a breather. We just get a little slight ease off from COVID, right? And to be plunged into another crisis like this, it is difficult for a lot of families, a lot of hardship. We could expect probably even bus prices would probably go up as well because the buses need gas and the prices go up. We could expect airline fares to go up and a scarcity for products, as was mentioned, like products like wheat and flour and all these things, even beer We expect those prices to go up as well. So let's talk about it. 718-701-5720. I want some conversation on this topic right here. What was your major takeaway from what you heard here today from the Prime Minister? What was your major takeaway from what was said here today? The phone lines are open, guys. If you want to call on the WhatsApp, call 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Let's have this conversation right here. Let me see if I could play back this. I don't know if it's for the program, but someone just sent me a voice note. Let me try to play it.
All sorts of things happening in the South. I see house being built, 2 pieces of plywood looking kind of thing. I mean, I figure out that something. I mean, I know everybody entitled to a little shelter, but, you know, I thought.
All right, I guess that's not completely related to the program. So we're coming back to you. All right, Standard said, Junior, you have your belly substance. What was the objective of the address? People could only talk about constructive things. This address was disjointed. Everybody knows that. Right, so call us up. This is, you see, that's what I'm saying. 5 different people could look at something and they get a different take. The objective of this conversation is to call in and let's talk about what your take was. If there was no substance, and if it was absolutely no substance, you give us a call and let's talk about it. If it was of any value, let us talk about it. Don't be afraid to call in and talk about it. That's why we have an open line for people to voice their opinion, for people to talk about what's on their mind. This is what we're talking about right now. And that's why we open up the phone lines to get your views on it. 718-701-5720. Don't be afraid to call. Don't be afraid to call. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are or thoughts were on the presentation by the Prime Minister earlier today. I know that, as I said, a lot of people, even earlier today, I got the memo of some sort that some information leaked, and tonight the Prime Minister was going to make the announcement that there was some kind of election date to be announced tonight, and that clearly was not something that happened. And some people might say, then what was the objective of the Prime Minister coming and speak tonight? That's a good angle as well, because people might say, okay, if you're not coming and tell us something that we already know, a lot of the things that was said today, was articulated here tonight, was stuff that already in the blogosphere. We already was talking about the cost of gas prices and everything else going up. So some people might say, well, what was then the objective of this press conference here today? And that is a legitimate concern, or that is a legitimate point of view as well. But let's talk about it. 718-701-5720. 718-701-5720. Yeah, 718-701-5720, guys. We're taking your input. We're taking your call live. I want people to call. All right. Cream Boss says that nonsense he talk. Yeah. Okay. Sandra said that Sandra Davis, go to your bed. All right. Here is another point of view, guys, because someone raised that point of view, so we could talk about it. The question of the parachuting Superman, where people kind of figured that this would have been the situation where they would have made an announcement and the Prime Minister would have come in, or the government would have come in and like with elements to like save the day. And people was kind of expecting something like that to happen. That's a point of view as well that I heard raised on other forums as well. That is legitimate, that we could talk about as well. So call in 718-701-5720. What's your take? I cannot read all the comments. I promise you, I cannot read all the comments. I'm trying. It's going really quickly. I cannot see all the comments. All right. Who say... Save Crab Vincent said, Junior, if I call, your program go done. All right, call in. I want you to call in. I want you guys to call in and let's have a conversation. Mia Motley reduced VAT on specific items in Barbados. This speech was not meant for locals, but rather to be the good book of Biden. Okay. This is the reason why we do the program. This is the reason why I did the program. I did the program tonight so I could get your guys' reaction on what was said here today. Right? That was the whole reason. In fact, I have someone that wants to come in. Let me see if I could get him in on this topic right now. 718-701-5720. You could call in on the WhatsApp, or you could call in on the phone lines and give your point of view on what was said here today. You watched it, you saw everything that was said. Now is your time to react to it. 718-701-5720. Yeah. So listen, I know that you guys are not keyboard bad man and can call. Ride along, people. Hold on. Ride along viewers like to talk their mind. Right? Ride along viewers like to talk their mind. So I'm giving everyone the opportunity to do that right now. All right, Junie said nothing he said was making any sense. Point taken, point taken. Again, 718-701-5720. We're taking your calls live on air as we got a chance to witness we saw the Prime Minister's speech, primetime speech, primetime address. All right, the Prime Minister is playing with the emotions of the people. His popularity is fading rapidly. And so whatever opportunity he gets to have the attention of the nation, he will take it. We must never forget that we are dealing with a narcissist on that. All right, I know that we are not keyboard bad man and bad woman. I know that you guys could speak, hence the reason why we're opening up the phone lines and get your views on what was said here today by the Prime Minister. All right. If you didn't get a chance to see it, we're going to play it back again. Well, of course, not play it back again. It's on the page, so you could go and check it out at any time. It's available. Yeah, it's on the page, so you could go back and check it out if available. More comments coming in. Asif Crab Jr., the Prime Minister always be the Prime Minister will always be the PM. The message gave me no hope. Plus, them students who in Russia is better than us. That's why they choose to stay. Again, 718-701-5720. You guys choose to just message me and not call. All right, Peter Mitchell. He's no stranger to the support that he have for his political party. He said, "I love when the Prime Minister come out to speak to the nation. Something we may not hear, we want to hear, but respect is due." Marilyn says, well, her neighbor wants to know who is the Prime Minister of Grenada. All right, guys, here are some of the things, again, that was mentioned earlier today. The Prime Minister, with his primetime address to the nation, spoke about a number of issues, one of which is the increase, which would definitely be impacting Grenada and the Caribbean region, the increase in gas prices and the increase in other products and services on the island as well, dealing even a harder blow. We just came out of the pandemic. People are not in the position that they want to be in. And the crisis in Ukraine, knowing that it's on the other side of the, people might say it's on the other side of the world, but it is, and it will affect the Caribbean region. Gas prices is just one of the items, but expect an increase in many other prices. We already know about inflation, food shortage that exists as well. Expect when they cry or when they catch a sore throat in the US and in Canada and England, Grenada catching a pneumonia. And that's what we're seeing right now. In preparation for all of this, the Minister of Finance 2 days ago in the press conference made an announcement speaking about the difficulty to maintain the cap on gasoline at the $15, and most likely we will see an increase in that cap. I'm very certain that we will see an increase in gas prices, if not already announced, very, very soon. But again, that is not the only commodity, or that's not the only thing that we expect to see an increase in. Expect to see an increase in airline tickets. Expect to see an increase in every single thing in our daily lives, because the ability to move back and forth would increase. So that means that everything else would increase at the same time. All right. The lady has said, I want to know which part of the globe is Ukraine. All right. Alma said, we are waiting to hear a speech of substance. The topic of war in Ukraine, gas price, cricket, and mask mandate, we already know, and see what's going on. What about healthcare and high unemployment? Point taken right there. All right. Lynn says, Junior, only All right. Lynn says, only Peter you know that's loyal to his political affiliation. Are you not loyal to yours like Peter? I am very loyal to Grenada. And I know that people like to always try to throw some sort of, some sort of salt into the discussion as to where my loyalty lies in terms of political organization. And I've said it here and I've said it many, many times. My loyalty is to Grenada. I don't support or endorse any political party. I am very, very independent. I am 100% independent. The decision of speaking to anyone, getting any information, putting any information out doesn't my political affiliation doesn't factor into that. I am loyal to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So, and there are a lot of people like that. I mean, because a lot of you guys are very political and politicized and figure that you can see another side of the argument. That's not me. That's not us here. When we come on, expect to see and hear a very balanced argument and a very balanced conversation as it relates to politics, right? Hence the reason why, from time to time, on this very said platform right here, you would see someone from the NNP come on. Sometimes you will see someone from the NDC come on, right? On this very unbiased and very balanced platform here, you would have conversation about what is good and also what is bad, right? It is not only what is bad or only what is good. We try to look at it from both sides. And this is how I think that we need to kind of open up our minds as well. In the Prime Minister's speech today, I thought that there was some elements that was, needed to be said, some things that needed to be said. Because I didn't look at it from a political lens. I looked at it from a newsworthy sense. But also, I must add that there clearly was more that the Prime Minister could have said, right? There always more that someone could say. In fact, after I get up the program here, there might be people that post in status that say there's more that Junior George could have said. Of course, right? But that is just human nature. So to answer your question, my political affiliation, my political loyalty, my loyalty lies in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And you could take that to the bank. all right? You could take that to the bank and cash it, all right? You could take it to the bank and cash it. All right, more questions coming in. 718-701-5720. All right, so Sandra said, Junior, 100% independent. Don't think so. You are more impartial than many, but twisted to the incumbent. I don't get it. I don't get it. What you talking about? I twist it. Twist what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, I want people to speak. I want people to speak because oftentimes there are speculations, there are things that people say. But so what? The next thing is, so what if someone come out and say that they have an alliance with any particular organization? So what? I'm telling you, my political alliance is independent. Because I could see the good in left and right. I could see the good in left and right. So it keeps me very focused to see, you know, what's happening here that's good and what's happening here was bad and what we could take from here and put it here and make it work. Oftentimes when you don't see it like that, you see everything coming from the left as bad or everything that's coming from the right as good. And that is not the way. That is not the way how we should really think, right? Because we are so small already. We are so small already, right? And besides, whenever someone might criticize our political alliance or someone might say, well, we don't like the leadership that you like, or we don't support the leadership that you support, you look at that person as an enemy, right? So that person is not your friend because how they could like this person. But you cannot make that decision for someone. Understand that you cannot make the decision for someone. If someone is impartial or in supportive of a political organization, it's because of a number of things. One, people are impartial or people are in support of a particular political organization because they probably grew up in a home that all their life, the mother, the grandmother, everybody coming up to the pipeline supported that political party. The person was born into a political home that always support a particular party. So because of that, they don't look left. If you ask them, they sometimes don't even know why they support that political party. You know, they just know that is what they like, that's what the mother like, that's what the grandmother like, that's what the great grandmother like, and that's what they go like. There are some people, because of that, how they was brought up, how they was, they was groomed into that. It's hard to get them to look the other way. The other part is some people was possibly treated very well by a political organization. On the other hand, some people was possibly treated very bad by a particular organization. And because it was treated very well or very bad, they tell themselves to the core that there's no way that they could support the opposing political party. Because look what they do to me. Look what they did to me. Or look what they did to my mother, my parents, whatever. So you hold on to that. People hold on to that, because it happened to them. You cannot go and tell them that they should like this other organization. They know why they like this organization, and they would not, no matter what. No matter what. They cannot see your vision. They cannot see what this is saying. The other thing is, because of one of these two things, right? Oftentimes, we tend to, anything that is not singing right or looking right or things that we don't like. You ever hate somebody so much, right? That even if they sneeze, it sounds as if they bang a pan or they shout through a mic or they screech their fingers on the wall. Even if they just sneeze, even if they just breathe. We actually hate hatred, and this is facts. It's possible to hate a situation so much that you just don't even want to hear a person breathe. Even if the breath could save your life at the end of the day. But when we do that, we close our ears. We don't listen because he could never say something good or he could never say something bad. It's oftentimes we have to open up, be bigger than that. We have to open up because there is good and bad in everybody. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is 100% perfect. I'm not 100% perfect. Nobody's 100% perfect on left side or right side. Everyone have their flaws. Everyone have their flaws. So for the folks who support NNP, I tell you this. There are a lot of mistakes and messed up and BS and craziness and crap that they have done. Yes, they have done. Similarly, if in some cases with NDC, there have been a lot of things that that administration have done that has not been perfect either. Likewise, in the case of NNP, there might be a lot of things that was done good. Yeah, and we could say, yes, that was good. And in the case of NDC, there are a lot of things that they have done that was good as well. No one is perfect. And as a small community, that's us. That's us, right? When we're supposed to be like this. But when you separate, just think about you going and fight. You're going and fight. That is all your fighters inside of here. Your fingers, all of them, they clinch together. And you could make a massive punch. But these two fingers, they're not friends with the other three fingers. So they by themselves so, and you by yourself so. What kind of punch, what kind of impact you could make with these two little fingers here? Because the next three is just not with you. You are weak. You will never win a fight. Go in a fight like this. To make an impact, you have to come together. Pack a strong punch. So whenever election come around, we call it the silly season. This is a stupid season. Neighbors who used to be friends now fighting. Don't pass me land. Don't pass me yard. Use a dirty NNP. Use a stinking NDC. Yeah, they actually say that. Just the other day, just the other day, they was best of friends. Yeah. Yeah. I know it need to be said, but I still want to get your guys' reaction on what was said here today. It's important. It's important. And if nobody don't say it, it would not be said. Right? If nobody don't say it, it would not be said. Right? But I want you guys to call me up. In fact, if we said something here today that you don't agree with, I want you to call me and tell me why you don't agree with it. Besides staying in the chat room and might be saying things, I'm seeing a lot of comments going up. I can't read all of it. But give me a call and tell me what I said was incorrect. Tell me what I said here tonight and what was incorrect about what was said here tonight. Tell me, after you saw the speech today, what your thoughts were and what was incorrect or what was inconsistent with what you wanted to hear. Call us up. Always opening up the phone line. Let me hear you right now. 718-701-5720. 718-701-5720. I want to get some other voices on this. As we saw, again, the Prime Minister just had the press. Well, it's a prime time address to the nation. It was viewed on all major platforms where the Prime Minister spoke about a number of things, and some of which were. Let me go through some of this. This Prime Minister spoke about let me go through my notes. I was making some little notes. The gas price and the energy price. Expect that to go up. And when the energy price and the gas price go up, everything go up because of what's happening in Ukraine, right? What he didn't mention, in addition to gas price, he didn't mention wheat. Ukraine and Russia is the highest exporters of wheat, which is used for flour, right? And other things. Expect that to go up as well. Now, the planting season for wheat is in a few months. This war, or a few days or a month or whatever, but this war is happening at that period in time. So there ain't going to be no planting in that point, in that period, in that place. So when the next time for reaping period, if they didn't plant, they can't reap. right? So what they're going to be a major shortage of wheat on the global market. What that would cause is that there will be no wheat, or there'll be very low amount of wheat to make flour. The price is going to go up exponentially. Exponentially. So the Prime Minister spoke about that. Junior, it is obvious that the speech wasn't well received, and so people for bothering with him and that ramble. Okay, I don't understand, but I get your point. Other things that was discussed here today: the war in Ukraine, preparing for an increasing gas price, students in Russia, no Grenadians were in Ukraine. He spoke about the violence amongst the youth, the impact of the pandemic had on the youths to the nation, and the frustration of the lockdowns. He endorsed it takes a village to make to save a child. The Prime Minister spoke about that. He also spoke about the beginning of the end of the pandemic, saying that we are seeing that, and because of that, there will be a lift in restriction come effective April 4th. The mask mandate would be discontinued. He spoke about the low infection rates, and because of the low infection rate, we will see an opening and vaccine differentiation. All these things will be lifted in Grenada. Looking forward to Spice Mass 2022, as the health authority says that if nothing worsens within that period of time, expect to see a well-produced Spice Mass 2022. Observation by Carriacou Carnival. They looked at Carriacou Carnival and they realized there was no major spikes after Carriacou Carnival. So that's a good indication that things are on the right path, right trajectory, and it's looking good. Prime Minister ended by speaking about the political charge period which we are in right now. So everything is politicized. Everything is politicized. I swear, if I wear a yellow shirt on this program, I'm going to get meme, right? I don't really care. I wear whatever I want. But this is the silly season that we're in. Everybody is, ganging up to their side right now. Everybody is on this battle right now to cuss out anybody who don't agree with them politically, to point fingers and don't listen to people who was their friends for the last couple. This is silly season. This is silly season. This is what it is. All right. But I wish, and this is the last thing I'll say because I'm getting hoarse and I don't have anything to drink. I wish. And this is my wish, right? I wish that we as a community, all right, as small as we are as a community, we could look past the political infighting and see everyone as a patriot who is going up a hill. You're a patriot going up a hill. You choose to walk on the left side to go up that hill, and somebody else choose to walk on the right side going up that hill. We are all patriots going up that same hill. The objective is to get to that hill, because on top of that hill is what they call glory. Glory is on the top of that hill. I choose a different path. You might choose a different path. We all go in the same place. This is how it is. You are Grenadian. This person is Grenadian. You all love Grenada. You don't love Grenada more than that person don't love Grenada more than you. At the end of the day, you're going up the same hill. All right, somebody choose to call right now. Let's take that person's call. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Canada.
Sorry?
I'm calling from Canada.
I'm not hearing you too clear. If you're on speakerphone, take me off speaker and hold the phone to your ear.
No, I am not on speaker. The phone is in my ear directly. Are you hearing me better?
I'm not hearing you better. You might want to hang up and call you. So I'm hearing every other word you're saying.
Okay, so I'm going to hang up and call you again.
No, go. Speak now. I'm hearing you better now. Go ahead. Speak now. Just the way how you was there now.
Okay, I called to give my 2 cents.
Okay.
I am literally not impressed by the Prime Minister's speech. I took the time off to listen to it in its entirety, and I was rather much.
Okay, all right. You start to break up again. I don't hear you. So call back again so we go hear what you're saying, because we don't hear you properly.
Okay.
All right, cool, no problem. Yeah, 718-701-5720, 718-701-5720. Long post. Junior, the main casualty of the pandemic is the Prime Minister. He's okay. Okay. All right. All right, let's try that caller again. All right, caller, go ahead. Nah, I just think it's your connection. I think.
If it's 5 minutes or 3, I'll call you back.
Okay, no problem. All right. Yeah. All right, phone line. Caller, go right ahead.
Hey, Junior, how's it going on? It's Spiceman again.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I just called to make a few points because I've been reading a lot of the comments in the box, and it seems like we have like a political hatred going on in Grenada.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand it. We, like you say, we are neighbors. We live in the same village. We may not have the same political party, but that doesn't make us enemies. And it seems like what's going on is like the NDC and the NMP is like a war. Like we forget we are the same people.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand this. A lot of people come on there and they bashing the Prime Minister, but when you ask them to come on and voice their opinion or make their views, they hide.
Yeah.
Nobody wouldn't say anything. So my thing is, how you want to speak or text something, and when you get a chance to say it out to the public so everybody could be aware of your frustration or the frustration of your neighbors and people around you, you hide behind your text messages. But you have a whole lot to say when you go back in your little group with your friends in the bar or, you know, in the rum shop, what we call it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, like I always tell people, I don't have no political party in Grenada. I like you. I'm a Grenadian. That's me.
Right.
I voted one time in my whole lifetime in Grenada. I never voted again. But I'm a Grenadian, and I want good for Grenada. And the way we going right now, I don't understand it. Because at the end of the day, if you see the trend of Grenada in political election, if you're 35 years and above, they're gonna vote NMP. If you're under 35, most of these people tend to drift toward NDC.
Yeah.
And how I see it, the younger people, they talk a lot, they complain a lot, but they don't go vote.
Yeah.
So think about it. If you don't go vote, what you think gonna happen next election? NMP gonna win again, and we're gonna go back to the same thing again, fighting amongst each other, hating each other, cussing each other, and not contributing nothing. You're not coming forward and tell us, okay, what can you do to make Grenada better? What is your contribution to your country? As far as I see for the next election, there ain't gonna be a clear winner. And these two parties gonna have to come together to form a government. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna stand there and fight amongst each other and be like, you know what? I'm not siding with NDC to form a party because I don't like them. I will not find NMP because I don't like them. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So Grenadians need to get a reality check.
No, you're right.
Not gonna be a clear winner in the next election.
You're right. You're so right on the infighting. I mean, I literally, I mean, some people do it for entertainment purposes, and I know that there is a certain level of entertainment when someone could sit there and just type whatever they feel like on their mind. But to articulate it now, they're scared to do so. Like Sandra said, people fear to be victimized. If they speak, there's no cameras here. You're speaking, you're talking your mind, you're saying what you feel. You should be able to articulate what's on your mind. And don't just use it as an opportunity to just for entertainment purposes. Because people, even in Soca Monarch, let's just deviate a quick little bit here. People watch the performances, right? And most people in the chat room to just make comments on anything that is wrong, like they deem to be wrong. Like, oh, what's his shoes? Or what she wear that for? it's entertainment. Like, it's entertainment for some people. But that doesn't get you to the finish line. Like that doesn't put your point across. What do you want? How would you fix it? What do you want to say about it? That is the important part of it. You have to come out and speak. Point blank simple.
And nobody want to speak because everybody thinks if they speak, they're going to be victimized by the next politician or the politician that hear their voice on the radio. Trust me, people could victimize you when you speak by yourself or say something in a small group and nobody else knows. But when you're out there and you put it out there, trust me, they're going to be scared to do anything to you because they already been exposed. And if you're going to say something and you don't have a solution for it, I've always been taught, you know what, I've been in the military for 19 years, okay? And I've always been told by my superiors over me, if you don't have a plan of action for the problem, don't say nothing.
Right.
And that's the problem in Grenada. We talk a lot. We don't have no plan of action. All we do is come up here and say, Kit Mitchell has been in power for 20 years. We're tired of him. He got to go. But the next party that's coming, did they tell you what is their vision? What is their vision for Grenada? They're doing the same thing. Their political campaign speech is, we got to get rid of Kit Mitchell because he's been there too long. He ain't doing nothing. But when they go in there, they do the same thing. They bring in their friends. They take care of their friends and whoever. And then we're going to have the same problem, somebody complaining that, you know what, NDC win the election and they ain't doing nothing for Grenada. It's the same thing since I'm 51 years old, and I've been hearing the same thing my whole life.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So what are we going to do to fix it? Are we going to educate ourselves enough and put ourselves out there and run for a seat or something in the constituency and try to make a difference? No, we don't do that. We follow everybody else, bashing Grenada, talking bad about the two political parties, fighting against their neighbors, and I mean, good friends turn enemies over politicians who don't even give a damn about them.
Yeah.
And it keeps going on and going on and going on, and it needs to stop. It just needs to stop because people are going to get hurt over this foolishness.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I see it.
But listen, even that's in our DNA. I tell you that's in our DNA, because even I remember, and that not too long ago, during when they have I don't know if you know about when Specky and Jamo and them used to be in people used to fight over that Calypso. It used to be a big war. So it's in our DNA. We fight. We have that fighting DNA inside of us. That's how we are as a people. But Kola, thanks for your point. We got a few more calls to take. I appreciate you so much. Thanks again. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Caller on the WhatsApp. Go right ahead.
Hi, Junior. Good evening, and good evening to your listeners.
Yes. Thank you.
You see, sometimes it's very strange, Junior, when you hear people trying to justify their point so that other people could, believe or agree with what they're saying. Because here is this gentleman saying, right, that Keith Mitchell would always could possibly be in win the election again because of the ages that vote 34 and below is the youth, and the youth don't vote, and from 34 and up, those are the people that will vote. But Junior, this gentleman says in all his life, he voted once. I mean, these are the people. I'm not saying that they should not speak, but he is a part of the problem that we are going through at the moment. He said once he's ever voted, but there he is now trying to influence us to go out and vote. And also, he's saying that we are hiding behind instead of coming forward and speak. But they're in the box typing. If Facebook didn't want people to contribute either verbally or through typing, then they would have either do it one way. You could have either typed or you could have called and contribute. So I still don't get his point, Junior. In all my life, I have voted once. Like, he should not have even said that. Come on, man. There are people who leave the United States, Canada, and England to take part in general elections. Who are you trying to influence, brother? Mind you, I'm not angry at you, but I'm asking a passionate question here. Who are you trying to influence when you said in all your life he voted once? Junior, have a good night, yeah?
All right, thank you, caller. We appreciate your input. 718-701-5720. We're taking your call and reaction to what you just heard, or anything else that you want to talk about that's on your mind. We're gonna run this program down to next 15 minutes so we could conversate. I like to hear voices. I like to hear people speak. Oftentimes we read a lot of comments. We in the chat and we read a lot of comments. But I like to hear you guys speak. So this is the opportunity for you to do so. Caller, you live.
Hey, Junior, that's Five Man again. I had to call back to respond to that caller. Because you see, that's the same issue I talk about. He come on your show to come to try to counteract what I'm saying, but he haven't said anything whatsoever to try to say something about Grenada and what his vision and what he's gonna make better. Yeah, I only vote once in Grenada. That when I had the age to vote. I've been living overseas for years now. Okay? Most of the election in Grenada I've been in Afghanistan or Iraq or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So don't come on that show and try to see if you can bash me or in the chat room. There is a reason why I only voted once. When I turned 18, that was the first election in Grenada, and I voted. Okay? But you come on that show and try to see if you can bash me. That's not. You see, that's where I just went back to. We trying to destroy each other instead of coming on there and try to talk about how can we make Grenada better? How can we bring Grenada to the world? Like how Jamaicans go on they put Jamaica on the map. How can we do that? But we come on your live to try to bash somebody. See, that's what I just said. See, here is ignorancy. That's the problem. Ignorance. And that's what Grenada people gonna always do. Instead of coming on the platform and try to talk about something positive and try to help each other, we bash each other. But it's all good because it's like you said, that's how we've been. It's in our DNA to destroy each other.
Yeah. Thank you, caller. We appreciate your input. All right, thank you. Yeah, I would like to see a day, right? And it would be a very proud day when we don't have infighting, because it's strange to me because I live in the United States, and when I think about infighting, I see a lot of infighting between blacks and whites. I see a lot of differentiation between, the Jews and the blacks, and people say, well, but when I come to Grenada, beautiful Grenada, and I get out at Point Salindred, and I just feel like I'm home. I don't see no differentiation. I don't see no difference in anybody. I don't feel superior to anybody. I don't feel inferior to anybody. I feel like a Grenadian stepping out of that plane. So my mindset from living in the United States, from living in this place for so many years, is that I cannot fight my brother. I cannot fight my sister. I cannot fight my family. Because we all are cousins and second cousins. We all are family at the end of the day. We have the same color skin. You know what I mean? We are the same. So I don't see no difference. I don't see no difference in us. When we start to truncate ourselves on our ideas, on our thoughts, COVID-19 came. They said, listen, we have vaccinated, unvaccinated. That separated a lot of people. It's not something that is fully endorsed because, the vaccinated people feel now they're better than the unvaccinated people. So on top of the fact that everything else, other problems that we had, that came in, and that just frustrates the population even more because you're vaccinated and you're not vaccinated, and people that vaccinated cussing people that don't vaccinated, and it's back and forth. Here comes politics. And there's even, and this is funny to me, the people that live in country and the people that live in town, you know, always try to find a way to separate than to always see. So me, I don't see that differentiation between us as a people. I see one people, one person, one group. I see Grenada. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Hey, Junior.
Yes.
I'm calling from Grenada.
Yes, caller. Go right ahead.
The tribalism.
Yes.
The tribalism that is going on.
Yes.
With people against one another in Grenada. The political parties. It started from the NNP, the Dr. Keith Mitchell and the NNP. Going to New York, bashing the Northeast and the doctors. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Going. I remember when Nazim Bok had to get a job overseas, and Dr. Keith was gloating on television saying that he don't give the man the job, he don't recommend the job to the man. You see, these things that cause tribalism.
Yeah.
These things put people against people. They show people hatred.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
True.
These things stem from Dr. Mitchell. He needs to stop that. You understand? And this is the thing that causing all the tribalism in the country. This guy that called, he don't look like he up to the times, because he was talking about why the NDC don't come and say what they have to do or what they could do. But if he knows that Deacon Mitchell and the executive from the NDC is all over Grenada in pocket meetings, speaking to people on the plans that they have, he's in the diaspora, I think right now, or he should be up there soon. The guy need to go and listen to what Deacon Mitchell has to say. You can't just call in and saying they don't say anything, and when you put them inside they can't do anything. And come on, man, it's a new dispensation. Everybody is a new team.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new team. You understand me? So don't try to persuade people and sway people's minds. You know that it's only us and the NNP must win and always have to win and all. No, come on, go around and listen to what the people are saying, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Junior.
Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate your input. Junior, is there any genuine unity in any democracy? The system is about divide and rule. But there is a catch. When the party comes into office, the party must govern for every citizen of the country and not only for its supporters. I endorse that, especially that last part. You're right. Hence the reason why independent media have to be the opposition. And I think that is where I think you need more independent media speaking out. For this past couple of years, there have been no real opposition in Grenada in particular. So no government should be given a pass. I think the worst thing is to not have an opposition. The worst possible thing, because it makes someone feel like, you know what I mean, they're in full control, especially if they have leverage over the other parliamentarians. They have leverage, of course. So I am definitely for an opposition and a strong opposition. And if there is no strong opposition, the media is supposed to be the strong opposition that question the authorities. I know, friendly. And that should be for whatever political party come into power, whether it's NNP or NDC. There should always be a check and balance on the democracy. There should always be a check and balance on what that government is doing. And it's important. And we can't just say, you know what, we're just going to give them a pass. No political organization should be given a pass. If today, tomorrow, NNP were to regain the government in Grenada, they will get the same kind of reaction that they get from independent media. They should, at least. If it happened to be NDC, they should be scrutinized and be given the same kind of scrutiny as well on everything that they do. They have to be. No, they need independent media organizations, independent media to look at that. Think about this. I said this to somebody already. Think about if Trump, right? Think if Trump, I'll tell you my thought just now. Let me just take this call. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Hey, Junior?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm calling you from Maryland.
Maryland, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling because I listened to the last three speakers that called rebutting each other. And I think people need to understand that in politics, you're always going to have that. The question is, you have to look at what happened before and what might possibly happen coming.
Right.
If you look at the experiences that has happened, there has been something brewed in Grenada. And sad to say, Dr. Kit Mitchell, if you notice in all of his addresses in Parliament everywhere else, he has never once congratulated anyone besides himself and his party people. And when you have that power, and as you just said, the media also who do not address those issues, those situations, what you have done is bred a situation where everybody have to conform to what he says.
Yes.
And there are also people who may want to voice their opinion. They do it within their little groups because they are safe, because based on the position and situation, they know the victimization that happens.
Yes.
That they are aware of. So in that way, they would want to say it, but you have to understand from an economical standpoint, you know what I mean? No one is going to just give up their bread and butter just for a point. You see?
True.
So those are the things that have to be taken into consideration also when someone says, well, they call in on your show and talk, but that, they are doing the best they can, because like there are people in the diaspora. They are NNP and they're in NDC. But what? They do come to every event that for fundraiser, for any event to help Grenada.
Right. They see Grenada. They don't necessarily see party in a lot of cases. They see Grenada.
Not to say it's a war politically. No,
right.
It's I have friends who are on the opposite side, and we argue. But that doesn't mean tomorrow we not sit down and hang on doing it better.
Right.
So people must not take it too hard that because you think about it that there is a violent thing going on about it. No.
But I think it needs to be said. It needs to be said, caller, because in a lot of people's head, right, where they take things very personal, and some people cannot rationalize certain things. I remember, and I'm not too old to remember this, that when it was Calypso finals and a Jamo and Wizard, and Jamo was always winning and Wizard was always coming second, there was some kind of tribalism there. There was a fight there. But when you really peel out all the layers of the onion, Wizard and a Jamo sit down in a bar drinking a beer.
That's the point. But you see, a lot of people who and I have to say from the outside, maybe they get informed once in a while or whatever. So I don't think they really understand what is going on in that sense. So I guess they get new secrecy stuff, and they think that there's a tribalism going on when it comes to politics, and it's not.
Right. But that need to be. That's why I said a lot of people cannot rationalize things. You might be able to rationalize it. I might be able to rationalize it. You know what I mean? But some people take it as it's a personal thing. So if you support this person, I might see you as a horrible person because you support that particular agenda. Yeah. But really and truly, the person that you're fighting for, they are sipping glasses and toasting, and they're friends. So what are we really fighting for? What are we really fighting for?
And that is the thing. If you understand politics, every nation that is democratic,
Yes.
those people, even here in the United States, okay, whether you are, Democrat or Republican, you might like this and that, but, well, sad to say, but I think what we have seen recently has been different.
Yeah.
There's no question. Or previous president, I mean, that's the difference. But before that, you had Democrats and Republicans, no matter you see them at each other shooting Congress and whatever the case is, but there is some social bars that you see them hanging out.
Yeah. True.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
True.
So I think it's a matter of how people rationalize things. And the guy who called and who says he's in the military, I understand what he's saying, but at the same time he has to understand, as he said, he's in the military. And the military is different. Not only that, I'm in the United States. I can criticize President Trump when he was in power. I can criticize Joe Biden. I don't worry about my job.
Right.
But a Grenadian person living in Grenada, they got to be careful.
Right.
It's not that they wouldn't want to say what they have to say, but they understand the consequences.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're not going to just throw away your bread and butter like that.
Yeah.
So I'm listening, and but I just want to put my 2 cents.
Appreciate your caller. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. Yeah. All right, guys. My dream, I'm going to give you guys Martin Luther King. My dream is to see the eradication of tribalism. That's a hard, big thing, right? Caller, you live. Where you calling us from?
Grenada.
Hey.
Good night.
Good night. How are you doing?
Junior, I believe most politicians are the same, whether NDC or NMP. As a young person who does not associate with any political party, I personally want to hear more issues being discussed by our Prime Minister. Election is coming very soon. I want to vote for someone who cares about our health care, someone who cares about our education system, someone who cares about our youth. The NMP is not cutting it, and let me add that I am not hearing the NDC speaking up enough about how they are going to address issues. There are many young people like me who desire more. We don't care about party politics,
right?
But we care about issues and how they are going to be addressed. We need to hear about unemployment, about the high rate of school dropouts, about the increasing poverty, the increasing teenage pregnancy, alcohol abuse, domestic violence, and the list goes on and on and on. And I think it is in time that both parties get their act together and let us address these issues. As a young person, personally, I have had enough.
Yes.
Good night.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I totally agree. I remember, and I'm not too old again to remember this, when politicians was on podiums, and the politicians are not innocent to this tribalism. Politician on the podium talking about who taking animal. That happened not too long ago. I'm young enough to remember that. So they create that tribalism. Politicians create that tribalism, and then we, as some of us, we run with it. But oftentimes, when you really peel off everything, guys, what you're really seeing is that was just a speech. That was just something that was written for the person to read back. You go and sit down inside of Nutmeg and you see the two ministers sit down there laughing and giggling while you fighting and hotting up your head about this and cussing your neighbor and all you having big argument. You think they're studying all you? They in Nutmegs or some kind of restaurant and they laughing and they giggling. The politicians have to take the blame for the tribalism that we see and what exists. They have to take the blame for it. But I would really hope that we see past a lot of this fighting and realize that at the end of the day, we are still one people. We are one people. We are all cousins and, far cousins, and we're one people. And we need to open up our ears. Open up your ear and listen. Even if some things that you don't support, you should still listen to it to pick the good and the bad out of it. We got another caller. Caller, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Grenada.
Yes, caller.
I just wanted to make an appeal to the last caller that they need to go out to the town hall meetings. I know that they don't want to be branded, but you need to go out to the town hall meetings because you don't expect the politicians to come into your house and explain issues for you and talk to you about issues. You must go to the town hall meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. You got to be in the know, guys. And stop listening to what everybody else is saying. And you hear something, and it's something that was regurgitated from someone that regurgitated that from someone. By the time it get to you, it is so much vomit. It is so much mess. It's not even the truth. It's so far-fetched from the reality of what actually happened, because it is just something that started as probably like a pimple. By the time you get to you, it's a full-blown baby, belly big so. So, listen, get the facts, get the truth, and I would hope and pray, guys, hope and pray that we could get past this. Respect people's opinions and their decisions. Respect people's decisions and their opinion. You may not like it. You could disagree. And on Ride Along here, we always promote where people have the difference of opinions. I probably get, and I am one that would say, yes, I will come on here and people would disagree with sometimes 50, 60, 70, 80% of what I say. But that doesn't mean that I don't listen to you. It makes me a better person, right? I like people to engage me with difference of opinion. And that's how we should see things. I don't hold it against you because you disagree with me. Now, some people are very disrespectful, right? Some people are they're saying things out of merit, out of context, out of sense, or just pure dotishness. Pure dotishness, I hear some people saying sometimes. It makes no goddamn sense, really and truly. And sometimes it's an attack because they're just feeling like they want to attack. Like you have some kind of, I don't like to call people idiot, but they have some kind of little person that does run around and they say, yeah, this boy, yeah. Last election he was supporting NDC running around with NDC NNP running around with them and me and Pele Dabo and all kind of dotishness, right? What? It makes absolutely no sense in what the person is trying to say, and they keep saying it. I go on pages all the way I go, they follow me with that stupidness. But if anybody choose to support any political party, what does it have to do with you? At the end of the day, the person, me or anybody else, is an individual. All right? Listen again, it's not about me. I don't want to make it is about me, but I hear a lot of stuff, and I just have to say, I know we're smarter than this. I know we have more sense than this. I know we have more goddamn sense than this. Last thing, I know I have a lot of last thing, but one more thing. Yesterday we did a poll, and I had to address this because this was brought to my attention. We did a poll, guys, and you guys that follow the poll, and you saw that Deacon Mitchell and the NDC won the poll yesterday. Now, last election, we did a same poll. Every single poll that we did last election, the NNP won the election. So much so that my good friend who is even on the chat right here, Lydia James, was pissed off at me. She was upset. Not personally, but she took issues with the poll because evidently Lydia probably supported the NDC, and the NDC was losing every single poll last election. Lydia, if I'm wrong, tell me right now that I'm wrong. People were saying, what the hell? How much NNP paying me to do this poll to make them win all the time? Every time we did the poll, NNP would win that poll last election. We did Carriacou and PT Martinique. We did St. Andrews Southwest. We did St. Andrews North. We did every single person. Every single person. NDC people said that are supporting NNP. They make meme and all kind of dotishness. This election, we're doing poll again. The few polls that we did, the NDC shows that we have some kind of momentum. Deacon win, Deacon win, Deacon win. No? No? Everybody on the NNP side who was congratulating me and shaking my hand last election and saying, yeah, you're doing such a good job. Yes, you was right. Yes, all your polls came out victorious. Now they pissed off at me because NDC winning the poll, the very same poll that they was congratulating me for last election. How are you so? How are you petty and silly so? When you were shaking my hand and meeting me, ministers even that contacted me on this dotish issue, shaking my hand and meeting me and saying, yeah, good job, yeah, the poll was good. I don't support you in particular. I went to NDC rally, I went to NNP rally. But you met me and you shake my hand and you say, good job, because you was winning at the time and you figured that the poll was good in your favor, things in your favor. So you mean no issues when NNP was winning. Now this time around, the poll looks on the other side. Now I am doing something that is wrong or what this guy think he doing? No, they're not my friends no more. Because why? The people is saying that the momentum is going the other way. Don't be mad at me. I have nothing to do with it. I am just sitting here with lights and cameras, some buttons, and listening to what you are saying, what the people are saying. Be mad at you and what you are doing and know that I am doing you a service, telling you your weakness, telling you what your weaknesses are. You should be happy. You should be happy that I am doing you this service. I think the political organization, both of them, should write me a check. Both of the political organization, instead of making noise on my phone and calling me and telling me a bunch of crap, both of all you owe Ridealong a check. Yes, we are able to tell you your strengths and your weaknesses. There is no other platform that does a poll like we do a poll, an interactive poll. None of them don't even know how to do it. I'm not going to tap myself on the back, but the truth is right. We have a lot of technology running inside the studio here. They don't know how to do it. That's why they haven't done it. And we're able to do it successfully for going on 2 elections now. We're able to identify your weaknesses. So all of them, all right along a check. The NNP, we help all you out. Last election and this election more so, because as the momentum is shifting and it's showing that it's shifting towards the NDC, all you know what all your weaknesses are. The NDC, all you owe us a check because we're telling you what your strength and your weakness are. All you owe us a check too. So tell the leaders of the party to write us a check. We're doing all your service. A service. And people say, oh, it's not scientific. But there is no scientific poll. The only scientific poll is the election day. When election day come and people go and vote, that's the most scientific you will get. Everybody else is sampling. When they bring the guys from Barbados to come and do a poll, they go to a specific area, right? They go into a specific area and they speak to, or they call a specific set of phone numbers in a specific area and ask the person, are you registered to vote? If you're able to vote, will you vote this way or that way? Just a sample of probably 100 people. And they say that is the poll. They don't talk to everybody on the island. Where you think a poll interview everybody on the island or in a specific area? No, it doesn't work so. It doesn't work so. So, I go say it again. Lois and all my producers, go ahead and contact them campaigns. Tell them they owe Ridealong a check. We're helping them out. Yeah, we're helping them out. Yeah, we're helping them out. They can't make me a puppet because we don't need their support. If they choose to advertise, hey, no problem. If they choose not to advertise, hey, no problem. We have gotten this far. Our goal is to help people, and that's what we have been doing. That's what we are concerned about, and that's what we have been doing. No love lost, no love lost. We're still doing what we're doing, and we're stronger than ever. Yeah? Tribalism. But they can't tribalize me. Tell them that they can't intimidate me. And they can't buy me either. Because they just can't. They just can't. We're not for sale. All right? Anyway, guys, I said enough. I gotta go now. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. No drama on a Friday. But you know, I had to plug some of these sponsors who make it all possible. Of course, we coming back with Celebrity Cruise in Grenada. Yeah, Celebrity Cruise Grenada. That's the return to Mass. That's Carnival Thursday. Celebrity Cruise Grenada. That's going to be an amazing boat ride. Massive boat ride. Massive boat ride. And of course, you got to get your ticket. Ticket go on sale soon. Ticket go on sale. You got to get your ticket for Celebrity Cruise. Also, did you get your... Some of you didn't even get this yet, huh? Listen, we still have it on sale. We are Grenadians. We are patriotic Grenadians. You still could get yours. It's available not only for independents, it's available all the time. All the time. Inbox me if you want to place your order. We'll send you the link. You go and purchase right now and support us. Support. Also, I got to tell you about this. Ridealong Live. Ridealong Riders Studio. Professional recording studio. Song studio. Come in with an idea. You live in an entire project, music video, song, and everything like that. Professional audio recording studio. You got to give us a call and book your time right now. 718-701-5720. It's Riders Studio, New York City. And I got the last one for you. You're going to Grenada for Carnival? Take this.
The wait is over. The time is now. Get ready for Mass. Get ready for Mass. We are back.
Yeah, all right. I hope you guys get the memo. Amazing Colors is back for Spice Mass 2022. Also, guys, I want you guys to support us, become a supporter of the program. This is how you do it. My name is Junior George, founder and host of Ridealong Live, and I'm inviting you to become a paid subscriber to this platform. With your support of just $4.99 per month, you could do so much to help this platform grow and to help us help you and others around the world. We encourage you to click that link and become a supporter today. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right, that's all the time that I have for you tonight, guys. Overtime. You guys have me talking so much. I don't know if I could even talk tomorrow. I don't know if I could even do the program tomorrow. Guys, I've been talking so much. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you and I love you. No matter if you are NDC, NNP, GULP, whatever affiliation you are, I love you. I love you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I love you. All right? and I love you even if you I love you if you don't, even if you don't love me. That's fine. Best night to you. Good night, guys. Have a good one.